Got another question here. What is the best way to tell someone they're driving the wrong way on a one-way street?
Oh, man.
This has happened to me 3 times in the last 2 months.
How do I tell everybody that they're driving the wrong way on this
Why is everybody driving
street I found?
I tried honking loudly, flashing my lights, and gesturing forcefully, but the first 2 times they just drove on by going the wrong way, and one guy actually flipped me off. I'm not sure what else to do outside of crossing into their lane and forcing them to swerve off the road. I'm pretty sure this is a bad idea. That's Kevin from Kansas. Yeah, Kevmo.
I bet that guy who flipped him off felt real stupid like 5 seconds later. He was like, fuck you. Oh, God. Oh,
God. No,
I was wrong.
Apologize.
Oh, no.
It's my bad. Once they're out of the range at which you could tell them, like once you realize like, oh, that person's doing this bad thing, I got to do something to warn them. By the time you've had that realization, they're already in your rear view. I mean, there's somebody else's problem now. You've just got to go on with your day because you don't have time to worry about that anymore. You've got other things to worry about. You've got a demanding job. You've got kids that have to go to school. Like you're busy right now. You don't have time.
Let me roll this idea up into a little sticky ball and then throw it at the two of you and see what happens. Can we get CV radios in every car?
Ooh.
I have wanted this technology forever. Right. I've always wanted this.
But so that's an easy fix, right? Like, hey, compadre, you're breaking the rules.
And here, let me turn up the dial, Griffin. With
please.
You take the concept of like emojis, right? And you have like pre-programmed, like you're going the wrong way, or you're an asshole, or like that's not a turn lane. Just buttons that you push, and it just like beams a robotic like voice into their CV. Because you're driving, we don't want to institute like more distraction, so you just press a button, and like maybe it's an LED display on their dash, or it's a voice that's like you're going the wrong way.
You're saying to limit distraction instead of saying, "Hey, buddy, you're driving the wrong way." You want to look down into a virtual keyboard and swipe through until you find the correct emoji, and then tap in maybe a few emojis to send their way, and then it appears on their screen. Of course, they have to like activate the notification in order to view your emojis.
Well, maybe we make it more ergonomic than that, Griffin. We put the buttons around the steering wheel, like on the back of the steering wheel, so you're hitting it with your fingertips, and it becomes just secondary nature.
I hate to quibble, but if we're creating technology to make cars safer, if we're trying to figure out a scientific, technological way to communicate to a driver that he's going the wrong way on a one-way street, perhaps the most efficient, elegant solution to that is not have other drivers notice and then try to text them the information. Yeah. Perhaps their car could tell them that they were doing this terrible thing.
Yes, and I think this conversation is probably how we ended up with the car horn, because like if we keep going down this road for like another couple hours, the three of us are just going to agree, like, what if you just had one big button on your car that just went, hey! And then that can be sort of a catch-all for you're doing something wrong.
What if a turtle in a cloud flew over and fishing line down and picked you up and turned you back around?
Yeah.
The car horn initially did mean like, hey, let's drive a little safer, please, or hey, please pay attention. But now, through years of misuse, it's like people only honk ironically.
Yeah, it can mean anything.
It can mean anything. It could be like, hey, my team is the best at sports tonight. Yeah. They won sports.
Or it could just be like a proclamation of like, I'm here.
I am here. Or what's this button do? Oh, man, it makes a loud noise.
Well, that's why you got to couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow, you know what I mean? So we do the horns, and then you have like almost like semaphore. You have different hand signals.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So you're saying like 3 quick horns means, Jeremy, I'm outside.
And also, I want to jump in. It's 2015. Everyone owns a phone and has it within 6 inches of them at all time. Please stop honking your horns to pick people up at 6 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? It's 2015. Don't honk the horn, you asshole.
Let me hit you guys with this, because I'm all about increasing goodwill in the world. You got the one horn now, and that one horn, yes, just as you said, could mean anything. But most of the time, it means, hey, dipshit. I would like to suggest that all cars come with 3 horns. And it can be like 3 different sections in the middle of the steering wheel. And that'll probably be good too, because if the airbag has to pop out, it gives it like a little natural sort of like space for it to blast out from.
It's perforated.
Anyway, it's perforated, yes, Travis. So you still have the hey dipshit button, right? But then we could have a more neutral horn or a special occasion horn. And then if you hear that one go off, it just means like, oh, that person's doing their own thing. They're celebrating the winning of, a sports team or something like that.
It's not traffic related.
Non-traffic related. This is just a sound horn. But then you get that third horn.
They just want to make noise. They just want to make noise.
Yeah, I get that because sometimes you're in traffic and you realize that like nobody can move. It's not like somebody's just sitting there, but you want to like express
you want to be a part
something.
of the conversation, right? So maybe when you drive by and it's like, hit this up if you're voting for Gore, and then you sound just your sound horn, because if you honk your danger horn, then people are going to think you're in danger. Third horn is the great job horn.
Ooh.
And you do this
Nice.
if somebody does like a dope break and like stops from hitting the car in front of them, which like slammed on their brakes, and you'd be like, ooh, man, that was a close one. Great job. And you just hit them up with that, and they say, oh, thank you. Or somebody does a dope ass parallel park in like a tight spot. You're like, oh, great job. Or they pull out of a spot and then they block the car that like rolled up to try to steal the spot that you were clearly waiting on. They block that car. When somebody does that, great job. If I see somebody do a very quick turn on the protected left instead of just like sitting there watching fucking Minions in their built-in DVD player, great job.
I would like to request one tiny horn at the bottom that's the equivalent of a throat clear, because that's the horn I always need, where it's like, oh, the light's green and this person hasn't moved yet. Just a
No, that's the pay attention horn. What were you saying, Justin?
I would like that horn, the great job horn would be really useful for that moment when you're driving and you see someone who is driving the exact same make, model, and color as your vehicle, and it suddenly becomes the most important thing in the world. That person and you have a moment. Does this just happen to me, where it's like, if I see somebody else driving my car, they have to notice this is happening?
Doesn't even need to be it doesn't have to be car to car. It can be you see a fucking dope ass Little Caesars sign dancer. Great dance.
Oh, this is great too for when you're on those long car trips and like you and the same red car have been like on the highway, like just trading places for the last like 4 hours.
Hell yeah,
like,
I love that.
We know we're doing this dance. Like we know we in this together.
It's the horn is for when you finally have to part ways. It's like, well, Kimasabi, I'll see you on down that lonesome highway.
Great job.
Great job, my friend.
And let me just
been a hell of a time riding with you.
Till we can dance again. Great job.
Let me just onomatopoeia this shit, because we're going to have the danger horn, which is still like, right? But then the sound horn...
The danger horn sounds like a dorky guy who just got really scared by something.
Yeah.
Ah!
And then the sound horn can be like a whoop. And then the great job horn would just be like, great job.
Great job.
I like it. I like it's on the nose and could never be confused with any of the other horns. Because you don't want to honk the great job horn and have someone be like, what? Oh, sorry, that was a great job, right? Like, you don't even want that millisecond of, like, animosity. You want them to know right away. They're like, great job.
I bought a new Volkswagen Golf this year, like 2 days before they were like, 2 days before they were like, we lied. Gotcha. And so they've been trying to figure out a way to settle this. It's not going to cost them like 80 billion euros. And Volkswagen, can I suggest, being the first ones to the table with this technology. Replace my horn with these 3 horns, and then, like, first of all will be pardoned. But second of all, like, I don't know, I feel like I'll be the leader of cars. I'll be the king of cars.
Great job.
Great job.
Great job.